Hello, I'm Wendy Vogel, and this is the Poetics, readings of contemporary works by emerging poets from around the world, brought to you by Sweetycat Press. Today's episode is co-sponsored by Mike Turner. Our first poem today is Notre Dame's Victory, from Poetry by Christina. This poem was previously published in Soul Food, a collection by writer C.L. Steele, under the pen name Poetry by Christina. The bell and the towers did not fall. Quasimodo must have been there. Esmeralda removed and dusted the relics that day and the days before, unknowingly preserving the history she and we adore. Hugo himself lifted out of the grave, rushed from heart to heart through crowds, helped firefighters win by adding his tears, wrapping his arms around heated stone walls. She had been here for us. Now we're here for her. We will rebuild her with love, put Parisians' hearts back. She, our Gothic architectural beauty, our saint of 800 years, our symphony in stone, with eyes of rose glass, held up by a forest, a watcher of our Seine, she will once again reign. That was Notre Dame's Victory from Poetry by Christina. Next, we'll hear Homelessness by Catherine A. Mackenzie. He's cold, and much does he bear, more than clothes replete with holes, torn and tattered and threadbare, and dirty shoes with worn soles. His face is framed with matted hair, an etching of another life, his hands folded as if in prayer, knotted and gnarled with strife. The streets have been his home for longer than he can remember. Through many a town he did roam from January to December. Once he sought his elusive dream, but it was never meant to be. And many a time he did scream for his God to set him free. He's hungry today, as in the past, and doesn't see an end in sight. If he hadn't been proudly steadfast, he could have helped his plight. Pride flows through every vein, but being proud won't keep him alive, nor keep him warm, or feed his pain, unlike most of us who thrive. He'll remain on that park bench until the police drag him away. They'll put him in a cell of stench where he'll survive another day. That was Homelessness by Catherine A. Mackenzie. Our next poem is The Witch of the Woods by Linda Sparks. Do you fear the wolves of the woods and their teeth? The razor-sharp weapons of cruelty that rend flesh. Warning to all that you must never leave the path, for there are things here that are inexplicable, and rise from the myths of old and take form. Werewolves wander the wood, reeking of musk. The blood of the slain cries out for vengeance, but the warriors are silent, their blades grown cold. The screech of the owl is a warning you must heed, for the flyers of night are aware and vigilant. There are things to fear here that cannot be seen, and if you venture forth in your utter madness and slip off the path, but find another unworn, then you must pray for the sun to rise in the trees and dissipate the shadows and the darkness. All those tales of old are truth. Do you not understand your urgent peril, your fragile flesh that can be consumed? Fear all things, but most of all, fear the witch. She lives at the end of that winding path. Her house appears to be a haven against horror. She lures you with the magic of ancient ones. That was The Witch of the Woods by Linda Sparks. Our final poem today is Enough by Ximena Escobar. This poem was previously published in Spillwords. Silence finds me, or do I find silence? It's me who steps out through a curtain of transparency and seeks her where the wind is blowing, where peace is lain like the surface of stillness. My tranquil cup with all its landscape whispers, I contain mountains. But time always comes. When time is over, a gust of train wind forces us to turn. Here is where I want to stay. I fall in the sand, slide, step into the thunderous rattle of silence, raping me, stake of coolness shaking, cracking, breaking, it opens me, so she can bounce inside me and shake me. Soar is my voice erupting in scream, birthed by the concave end of a moment. I roll on the concrete edge of a platform. Breathe. Enough is enough. That was Enough by Ximena Escobar. And that's all for this episode of the Poetics. Thanks again to our generous co-sponsor, Mike Turner. For Sweetycat Press, I'm Wendy Vogel. Thanks for watching.